Justin+Smaby was born in San Francisco, California, of a Filipina mother, Joyce, and a Norwegian-German father, David. He is also a model, a professional fashion and runway model. Although still in high school, he has already worked at many events, both big and small, not just all over California, but also in the Philippines, where he caught the eye of fashion and showbiz talent managers, such as Viva Entertainment and Elite Models Manila. He also won the Mr. Giling Giling International Contest in 2011 in New York City. But this tall and good-looking young man is more than just a pretty face. He is a pretty well-rounded individual too. He has always been in touch with his Filipino heritage and has proudly performed Filipino dances like the Tinikling here in the United States. He also enjoys playing sports, playing in 5 different division championship football teams in Northern California. He skateboards and does martial arts as well. And during his free time, he volunteers at a local retirement home for the elderly, entertaining the residents by playing the guitar for them. A young man of talent and promise, Justin+Smaby is someone to watch out for.
Our next guest is Justin+Smaby from Sacramento, California. At 17 years old, Justin currently models for various designers here in the United States as well in the Philippines. How are you, Justin?
Doing good, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here.
So how did you start modeling?
I started at a young age. I began at John Robert Power's agency, which is also a school. But I really got my start when I was referred by a family friend to an agent.
Tell me about the start of your career. How was that?
It was a bit slow at first, but it picked up very fast. And it was a lot of fun. Really great learning experience.
Were you always inclined to modeling? Were you always interested in it?
From a young age, I would say no, not really. But growing up, hearing all the people, all family and all friends encouraging me to, start modeling, get in the business. After all that, I decided I finally would, and I took a leap of faith, and it was worth it.
Have your parents and your friends always been supportive of your career?
Yes, that's one thing I'm very grateful is my parents have always been there, especially my friends also. The number one thing you need is support, and they were right behind me, 100%.
Great. So what type of modeling do you do specifically?
I do ramp, I do newsprint, I do designer photo shoots, I do regular photo shoots. I try to broaden my horizons.
Which kind of modeling do you prefer the most and why?
I'd have to say ramp modeling, fashion shows, you get to meet a lot more people, I found it a lot more fun to do fashion shows, everything's a lot more open.
So what characteristics do you think make you a good model?
Confidence is a must-have. You gotta be confident the way you walk, the way you stand, just the way you look. You gotta be confident about what you're wearing, and confidence, work ethics, gotta be very punctual, show up on time, early even. Be a quick learner, because you'll have designers who will always have you do something that, to their likings, and you gotta fulfill that, and you gotta be on your toes.
What are some common misconceptions that people have about modeling that you'd like to prove wrong or, show them that's not true?
One of the big misconceptions would probably have to be how people, when you say that you're in the show business, they think that you're really snobbish, really cocky, but I don't know, they tend to judge a book by its cover.
Oh, what was your first gig like?
My first gig was Barrie Fashion Week, and it was great. I mean, it was a charitable show, so it was awesome knowing that, it went for a good cause. But it being my first show, I was very nervous, First show and everything, I was really new to it, and other than that, it was great.
So how did you get over those nerves?
I looked to my family, and I just kind of internalized and, just hoped for the best and prepared for the worst. and whatever happened, I was already thankful that, you know, I had the opportunity.
So you've done many shows and gigs and photo shoots since then. What has been your most memorable or favorite experience since?
My favorite experience would have to be in the Philippines when I did a Coca+bench show. The whole, about 30 minutes, hour before the show, everyone, security, producers, assistants, models, we had dancers, cheerleaders, celebrities, we all just danced. They played music and we put on our happy feet.
So what do you like most about modeling?
The things that it's taught me along the way, it's given me a lot of confidence, which has helped me in my everyday life. And it's matured me a lot, made me into a better person. And I can see it in myself, and I'm glad that I've done all this.
What would you say is the biggest difference between working here in the United States and working back home in the Philippines?
The atmosphere, I'd have to say, is the biggest difference. In the Philippines, the atmosphere is very easygoing, and it's a lot more fun in the Philippines. People, they like to have their fun in the Philippines. And here in the States, you like to find, or you're more likely to find more perfectionists. But either way, I wouldn't mind, you know.
So which one are you, a perfectionist or the kind that just wants to have fun?
Filipino. I'd have to stick with the Philippines.
But what specifically about being Filipino do you love?
Everything. Everything about being Filipino. From the culture to, you know, just having family. I just love the aura that I guess you'd say Filipinos give off.
How has being Filipino affected you as a person? You know, what do you take away from it?
Filipinos, they are raised to be very respectful and very family orientated, and that is a big part. I was raised with, taught to be very close to family and, very respectful. But everyone in the Filipino community has always been willing to help me out. So I would think that, because I'm Filipino, that they're willing to.
For the future, what do you have plans? Like, what are your aspirations?
I'd definitely love to go back to the Philippines, and I'd like to look for work there and, continue things off in the Philippines. I'd love to do that.
Since you want to go into the Philippine industry, let's go a little bit showbiz here. What are 3 adjectives that would best describe you?
Outgoing, goofy, and very spontaneous.
So, what kind of advice would you give to Filipinos everywhere?
Stay very humble, remember your roots, and if you have a goal, work hard for it, follow your dreams, stand up for what you believe in. And if you have your people who doubt you, just, show them that you can do better. But if anything, find a good support group, because I wouldn't have gone half as far as I did without the support of my family and friends. So I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you, Justin, for sitting down with me today. And remember, stay humble, work towards your goals, and remember your roots.
Yan ang Power+ng+Pinoy.
Thank you, Rhea, for introducing to us Shelby and Justin. Being as young as they are, we know these guys will go a long way. Join us next week as we embark on another journey together. We hope to bring you the best so that you too can be the best in your chosen professions. Meanwhile, you too can share your stories with us on Facebook. Tell us what inspires you or motivates you to reach for your dreams, whether you're in the Middle East, Europe, Asia, or anywhere in the world. Because nothing is impossible to achieve your dreams, as long as you plan ahead, pray hard, and work even harder. And if you do well, help others do well too. Dahil yan po, ang power ng Pinoy.
Lakas na galing sa girl